Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. We all have come across the saying that goes, don't judge a book by its cover, which can be true sometimes. But in some other cases, you can have a beautiful book cover, and when you come to read the story, it turns out to be great as well. And so today's video will be about books that are beautiful from outside and inside. I wanted to make this video series in two parts, one for classics and one for non-classic beautiful books that I have. And today's video will be about classics because I can talk about them forever. I hope you enjoy it. First up is Mary Barton by Elizabeth Gaskell. I read this book last year and I loved it a lot and learned much from it. The cover of this edition is beautiful, with the illustration giving an idea about what the story is and what you can expect from it. Also, the illustration inside the book are very well done as well, and were good to look at while reading the book. Next up is my collection of Puffin Classics, which has 4 books in it: Little Women, A Little Princess, Heidi, and Anne of Green Gables. I have not read A Little Princess, so that will not be in this video for today. The most beautiful one for me is Little Women, which is actually 2 books combined, Little Women with Good Voice. I loved reading and I enjoyed this book a lot. The covers just speak for themselves. They are gorgeous, and I always find a place for this book on my bookshelf, especially. And I also got this cute bookmark with the box. As with other books in this collection, the inside has these drawings of the main characters and events that happen in the story, and the back side of the cover has a quote from the book itself. And then there is Heidi. I read this book in spring, and it's the best time of the year to read it. How I wished I could go and live with Heidi and her grandfather among the Swiss mountains surrounded by nature. These books are really comfortable and easy to handle, excepting Little Women, which is very big. And Heidi has some rough sketchings inside, which were good to have, unlike the other books in the collection. And the coat in the back makes me super jealous of Heidi, but also glad that I read the book. And then there is the Puffin edition of Anne of Green Gables and the Tundra Book edition of Anne of Green Gables, which has all 8 books of the series. I love these books and I have talked about them in a previous video. Next up is a Bronte book, The Tenant of Wildfell Hole, the Penguin Closebound Classic Edition. These editions are very beautiful and I was really happy to purchase them. They are easy to handle and read through as well. But I think I will not buy any more books from this edition because when I read it, or halfway through reading it, I discovered that the paint of the cover kind of comes off. I don't know how to say this, but it scraps off the cover and it sticks to my fingers. And then they are just left with markings of lost paint. So I think I will not have any more of these. A shame, for they look very beautiful on the shelf. And then we have Shirley. Needless to say how much I love this book. I was reluctant at first to purchase this edition of Penguin Classic, for it put a face to a much beloved character, and I am that kind of person who likes to have some faces, especially of favourite characters, blurred or left to the imagination, rather than have actual faces to look at them. But I didn't find any prettier covers, so I had to go with this one. And I am very happy I did that, for it's more beautiful than I thought at first, and the lady on the cover is very elegant and does Shirley justice. The last book I want to talk about is The Woodlanders, another of the Penguin Classic edition. And this cover makes me want to look at it for long periods of time, something that I do quite often. And it's one of my favorites of Thomas Hardy's novels. So that was it, a very brief video about the beautiful classic books that I own and which I loved reading as well. Till next week, where I will be talking about non-classic beautiful books that I own and loved also. Till then, have a good time.